She emailed me at 10:43 p.m. The subject line read, "Clarity." The body of the message was short and cold. "I've found someone else worth my time. I won't be coming back. I've transferred your inheritance into my personal account. This is better for both of us." No apology, no justification, just betrayal, abandonment, and theft wrapped in a few blunt sentences. I stared at the screen for precisely 13 seconds, unblinking, expressionless. Then I typed, "Thanks for letting me know." And I smiled. We had been together for 15 years. I met Rachel when we were both scraping by as broke grad students. She had a laugh that reminded me of wind chimes and a sharp which she wielded against liars. Or so I believed. We built our lives together from the ground up, shared rent, split grocery bills, made promises in the dark. When my father passed and left me his portfolio of rental properties, I didn't think twice. I added her name to our joint account. "What's mine is yours," I told her. She kissed me on the cheek, grinning. "And what's mine is still mine," she joked. I laughed. That was my mistake. 3 months ago, she started humming again. Light, unfamiliar tunes, too cheery for our usually quiet dinners. She began attending work retreats more frequently, packing with an odd urgency, dousing her suitcase in perfume, and tossing in lingerie I hadn't seen her wear in years. I didn't confront her. I watched. The man was recently divorced, from Denver. His LinkedIn described him as a private wealth advisor. She met him at a conference. Slept with him 2 days later. Her phone synced to our cloud by accident. I watched their texts pour in like a hailstorm. He called her Rishi. She called him Alpha. I almost laughed, but I didn't. I didn't cry either. Instead, I calculated. Though the joint account held both our names, the inheritance itself, documented, witnessed, and legally secure, was solely mine. My father may have had his flaws, but he wasn't careless. I let her move the money, let her believe she'd outsmarted me. Behind the scenes, I called in Sam, my old college roommate, now a forensic accountant. I paid him in cash. Quietly, discreetly, within 2 weeks, he'd uncovered every wire transfer, every offshore attempt, every trick she thought she'd buried. She hadn't just taken the money. She tried to erase the trail. That made it war. Step 1. Squeeze the trap shut. I reached out to the bank, handed them my father's will, the legal proof and documentation of the unauthorized transfer. The account was frozen. Then I filed a sealed civil suit in court, naming Rachel in a case of financial fraud and theft. Step 2. Feed her confidence. I sent her that one-line email. Calm, icy, meant to make her feel safe. She probably read it while curled against him, maybe even kissed him afterward. I hope she did. Step 3. Deliver the execution. The next morning, I got a call from her attorney. He was shaken. Rachel had walked into his office all smiles, asking to begin divorce proceedings. He opened her financial records and found nothing. The account was locked. The money was gone. An investigation was underway. She dropped her phone when he told her. Her face, he said, went white, then flushed, then blank. She didn't know about the lawsuit yet. That was still to come. The public moment? A dinner. Not with her, with them. I called the wealth advisor directly and asked to meet. Said I wanted closure. He agreed. Cocky. Predictable. We met on the rooftop of a high-end restaurant. I wore a sharp black suit and carried a manila folder. He greeted me with the smug smile of a man who believed he'd won. "She's divorcing you," he said. "It's done." I slid the folder across the table. He opened it. Page 1, court filings. Page 2, a bank audit. Page 3, their explicit messages discussing the offshore transfers and how to conceal them. By page 4, his hands were trembling. I looked him straight in the eyes. "She didn't mention this was theft, did she? She told you it was joint property." "It wasn't." His gaze dropped, then turned away. "Do you think you were her first?" I asked, voice low. "She did the same thing to her first husband. She once told me that herself." Smiled as she said it. A lie, of course, but it landed. His expression crumbled like shattered glass. She'd lose him by midnight. I made sure of it. Rachel started calling. I ignored her. She left voicemails. You misunderstood. We can fix this. I made a mistake. She cried in the last one. I listened to it twice, then deleted it. 2 weeks later, the civil case was quietly settled. I reclaimed every cent, with damages. Her lawyer, apparently disgusted, advised against going to trial. She signed the divorce papers without protest. No alimony, no division of assets, nothing. She left the house with 2 suitcases, a box of clothes, and a mountain of debt in her name. I stood by the window and watched her go. She didn't look back. People think revenge is driven by fury. It isn't. It's clarity. It's the silence after betrayal, the stillness that remains when the chaos dies down and you finally see the truth of who someone is. And you respond with who you become. That night, I sat alone with a glass of whiskey. No music, no phone, just peace. I didn't feel sorrow. I didn't feel rage. I felt free. She thought she'd outsmarted a fool. But all I did was let her dig her own grave.